All right, so we want to make sure that we have carrier tracking and that we share that with our customers. So it's emailed with an order. It tells you where the order is. We follow up the delivery so that, the porch pirates didn't get it. Did you get it? There are a lot of mobile apps. There are apps that allow us to manage that and make it easy for us. And we want to think about that because if you're like me, you're not in the same place all the time. So they can be big or small. So you have a lot of choices. In general, when you talk to me about systems, I'm going to tell you to look first for something that fits your industry, because odds are very good that that wheel has already been invented. So if you run a jewelry store and you want to sell jewelry online, okay, there's something for jewelry out there. I recommend you look at that first before you try to reinvent the wheel. And the next challenge is integrating our systems, because if we're selling online and we run out of inventory and then we sell 50 more of them, that can be a problem. We want them to be tied together. So it may be a requirement. It may mean you have to change, or you'll have to change eventually the current systems that run the business of your business, the POS, the point of sale systems. I think I have to say that. I have to say point of sale when we say POS system the first time, because if you're not into that, you might think it's something else, especially if you're having problems with it. And we want to think about that last mile. And that is where we are really bringing physical brick and mortar retail into the game, because this, in 2020 with COVID, we've really seen the physical retailers, the grocery stores, the restaurants, everybody trying to say, okay, I got these people that are here or near here. How do I get things the last mile? So I need to have some kind of standard. How quickly? When will it be ready? What am I trying to do in terms of customer satisfaction, and build my system to do that? I need some kind of delivery experience management. How do I think about this? How do I look at costs and efficiency and consistency? Yeah, I can do it. And I can spend $10 an order getting something out there with a $5 margin. But I need to have some kind of goals and some kind of key performance indicators as I get into it. And as I said before, it's that reverse logistics. It's that managing returns when there are problems. We need to plan for that, because it can be a shutdown disaster when we don't have things in place for it. We want returns to be efficient, and we want to have some kind of plan. Do we resell them? Do we refurbish them? Do we donate? Do we discard? But we have some idea of what we're going to do with them. So we have a chance to stop here and talk about best practices with distribution and delivery. Does anyone want to share any ideas about some of their strategy goals? So as far as, increasing conversion rates with people that come and look, as opposed to just an order, as opposed to just leave. What are you doing to increase average order? What are you doing to expand your markets? I think, Stephanie, you talked about wanting to reach nationwide. Are you thinking about decreasing fulfillment costs or improving operational efficiency? And Heather, if you want to jump in, please unmute and jump in.
So for my business, the delivery of my services is all online. Prior to the pandemic, my business was set up to operate completely online, which was serendipitous when we were shut down. But
Okay.
I provide services. So as long as I have my computer and an internet connection and a phone, I'm able to provide that. I was thinking about the customer service portion of it, and I was trying to figure out a way to, if it was possible to outsource, because what I'm selling is my knowledge. So I don't know if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, if if you're essentially selling advice, then yeah, you really don't have things coming back and you don't have boxes to deal with. And as long as what you're sending out, a lot of things that I send out data files that people actually use. You know, I could send out a list with 1 million names that people are going to be sending 23 different offers to based on segments. And oh boy, does that have to be right the first time. Because once that thing goes, oh man, so, you know, there's a lot of checking and rechecking before it goes out. So that's essentially the only way it can be dealt with. But certainly when there's physical warehousing, there needs to be some plan in place. And if things are coming back, it needs to be better than just you keep it and we'll send you another one, or there's no point in doing it. So.
And with my third party, I pay a fixed rate, so they handle the returns. I'm just more the communicator in the process.
Okay.
To pretty much handle customer service. And the other note I wanted to mention was we do, as far as have a abandoned cart feature. Once, I think you mentioned it earlier in the segment about people returning after clicks of the email and days later. Well, some way for us sometimes to track it is after we have an abandoned cart for 48 hours, we then send an automatic additional 10% and it drives sales up. Usually they finish the sale out and add more to the cart.
Yeah, that makes me want to say two things. And first of all, you know, good for you that they finish out the sale and add more to the cart, because I find anything I would describe as a good offer, customers more than make up for it. If I say, you know, do this and get $10 off, if it's a good offer, they turn around and spend $12 or $20 more, and the offer winds up costing me nothing. The other thing I want to say about what you're doing there with the abandoned cart is what we call remarketing. And we can do that in a lot of different ways. So for example, if you have a website and people look at something, generally speaking, if about 1,000 people look at something, you can start a remarketing campaign. Let's say you go online and you look at a pair of shoes, a pair of blue pumps, and then those blue pumps start popping up and following you around the internet until hopefully you buy them. We are at a point today where online sellers sell more as a result of that remarketing than they sell to people who came and looked at it in the first place. And what I'm saying is, in a case like this, let's say people went and looked at a pair of blue pumps. More people will look at the blue pumps, be remarketed to, come back and buy the blue pumps than the number of people who came in, looked at the blue pumps and simply bought them the first time. So that kind of follow-up and that kind of working with a vendor, and that vendor could be Google, it could be Facebook, it could be your fulfillment people. That's really critical to success online now.